Yeah, today's vlog day 1080. It's like a resolution or something. Good morning. It's Monday, and it's the first day of July. July also happens to be the month in which I was born, on the day in which man first landed on the moon. Not the exact day. I wasn't born yet, but the same day. You know what I mean. Anyways, today I'm gonna start. This is like the week of the Richard. I'm not gonna see Richard for a while. He's got a lot of family visiting, and like I'm gonna lose contact to some degree with him for a bit. So we're gonna try and blitz through one main project this week, which is putting together a book proposal that I'm planning on sending out. That I think I can talk about this. I've mentioned it before. It's a different one than the book I'm writing. That's about like how I ended up in Paris. That one is just specifically for you. Planning on doing that one just like self-published and directly to you. And of course we'll talk about that a little bit more as time goes on as well. I'll talk with Richard about this today, and maybe today or tomorrow we can talk about that. Instead of talking about that though, today what we can talk about is the disposable cameras. For those of you that have been around for a while, you know that I take these disposable cameras and I turn them into postcards, but not all of them. The odd numbered ones I turn into postcards and send those to my patrons. The first time I sent it to all my patrons, then I realized, wow, this is a little bit expensive to send to all of them, and so then I sent them to my $3 patrons and then my $5 patrons. So that's where it's gonna stay. I'm gonna send postcards to my $5 patrons from here on out. That's fine. But normally the even numbered cameras I send in their entirety to just one patron, which is what we've done twice now. And I could do that again. I could send the entire camera to just one patron, but you know what? It's been a while, and everybody loves postcards, and I don't even know what's on this thing, and although I'm curious, I want to find out. Now, to keep it interesting, I thought instead of, just going around making random selections of things to take photos of to fill this thing up this week, which is basically what I'm going to do anyways, I'd give you the say in what I shoot and when, or at least what I shoot, but kind of when too. So, my thought is, because traditionally the first food poll of the month was always just open to the public anyways, the first one of these polls is going to be open to the public, and then I'm going to increase it by a level of patronage until I run out of photos. It could be like 6 photos, it could be 10 photos. I don't know how to count how many photos I have left, but we'll put it together as we go. You'll get to vote every day where I go, take a photo, we'll fill this thing up. It'll be glamorous. In the meantime, I'm going to go to Fragments because I have not been here in a really long time, and I got to get a little work done before I meet up with Richard. All right, got a surprising amount of work done there. Book proposals of any kind, whether it's a query or like a straight up proposal, which is what I'm working on right now. It's just the proposal. Ugh, there's so many elements to, it's pretty hard. It's kind of like, when you're making your own CV or your own, I don't know, not survey, CV or resume, that's the word I was looking for. Ironically, a French word that the French don't use. You gotta sell yourself. You gotta sell what you're trying to do. And that extra amount of effort that you put in to quantify your awesomeness feels kind of weird because, societally, you don't usually go around talking about how awesome you are because people don't like that. They don't like to hear that. And it feels weird to do, let's be honest. It's not the most pleasant sensation in the world. Well, it can be a pleasant sensation if you really buy into it and you really do think you're awesome, which, I think I'm pretty awesome. But, putting it down on paper, that's awkward. It's kind of weird. Oh, right. So back to the camera stuff. I'm going to post a poll today, like right now. So by the time you're seeing this, it's already been live for a bit. It's only going to last for about, 24 hours. And I'm going to do that every day until we run out of photos to take on this disposable camera. The locations, I'm gonna give you either 4 or 2 options depending. I don't know, I'm gonna feel this out and see. But I'll give you options as to locations that I will go and take photos with the disposable camera that will then, convert into postcards of those locations. And if you want to influence that and you're not a patron, today's your only opportunity to do that, because after that, it's all gonna be for patrons only. If you wanna get a postcard, it's only going to be for patrons at the $5 level and up. So if you join this month in July, I'll give you, let's say, the entire month of July probably, because I'm going to have to figure out how to develop these photos since my usual spot
has gone out of business. If you become a $5 patron or higher in the month of July, or you already are an existing patron at one of those levels, I'll be sending you a postcard in the not too distant future. And off to lunch that quickly. We had a long and fairly fruitless discussion as to where we should end up for lunch because it's Monday in the Marais and everything is closed. Oh, and Jeff apparently is hanging out over here and Richard has found him. So we're gonna go to Candelaria because tacos are always a win, even if the first three options that we had in mind were closed today. Their air conditioning is on like super high in here if you're looking for a spot to hide from the heat. Candelaria, they're in my guide. Wink wink, if you want to find this place. Best tacos in town probably. Oof. Always good to get some cold brew, and it got some experimental espresso cold brew, which was interesting and delicious. Little tasters, the benefits of regularly showing up somewhere, get the experimental stuff. I am on my way home. I'm gonna keep working at home. I gotta keep working on this book proposal. Reached out to a friend of mine who's an expert in these things and thought I'd ask her if she would look it over once I'm done with it. So we'll see what she says. Hopefully she says yes. I'm sure she'll say yes, actually. I'm not too worried about it, but definitely gonna keep digging into this. Feeling really good about it. A little nervous, but kind of excited. I'll tell you more about the project here in the not too distant future, I am sure. But it's good to spend a little bit of time with Richard, of course. See little Gustav waggling his little butt. And Gustav, of course, is much happier now that things are a little bit cooler here today, which they are significantly cooler here today in Paris, which is a delight because we definitely could use the break from the unrelenting heat that's been plaguing us for the last week. Also, getting used to the heat though, as I felt like I was getting pretty used to it. Honestly, I wasn't that uncomfortable the last couple days. And yeah, now it's just extra cool today. It's almost chilly, even though it's not remotely chilly at all. So I'm gonna bounce on home, finish working on the proposal for the day, edit my vlog, of course, as well. And then I might end up coming back out. Don't be that guy. I might end up coming back out for a birthday party tonight, or I might just crash at home. We will see, but either way, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning for more wanderings around the city. Remember, hop on over to Patreon. That's another thing I gotta make sure I put up. I gotta put that up right now. Hop on over to Patreon. You've got, who knows, based on what time I'm probably gonna put it up, probably about 8 hours to vote in today's for free. And then from there, if you're not a patron, you might miss out. But of course, I would encourage you to become a patron if you want to support my channel, if you want to support the videos that I make all the time, as well as the changes that are coming for the future, whether they're with the videos or the books that I'm making or anything else. If you want to be an active part of it, or you just want to get a postcard out of me every once in a while, maybe even some stickers down the line, jump on Patreon today. You won't regret it. I promise. Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow.